Welcome back to Bass Fishing Dive Bar. We got Dylan Denny. How you doing, Dylan?
Great. How are you doing?
Good.
It's a big day.
We're this is it. Yeah, this episode we're giving away a co-angler entry fee sponsored by Dylan's company, Denny Construction. We're gonna let people kind of trickle in here a little bit. Whoever's gonna watch live, the rest of them, I'm pretty sure this will be recorded so we can post this up later and reveal the winner. But we'll talk a little bit about our past experiences with the U.S. Open, how cool it is, how intimidating it is, and like my first U.S. Open was 2017, and Johnny Johnson won that one. That was a full 3-day tournament, and to step into the expo and see guys like Clifford Perch, Aaron Martins, Rick Clunn, um, I think Adrian Avina was in that one. To see those names in the expo, walking around, shaking hands with them, going like, "This is what I'm up against." Like that was actually my first pro tournament as well. I had never fished a pro-am prior to that, and to see those names was pretty intimidating. But it was a really, really cool experience to fish against that caliber of fishermen.
Yeah, mine was the exact same as yours. The just jumped right in, and it's just seeing those guys was intimidating. But I think that's part of that makes you better. Fishing at that higher competition. And the other thing is the co-anglers themselves. I've had numerous co-anglers that were arguably better than me and probably should have been in the front of the boat. And
Yeah,
so I mean, it's a cool format. It's a cool tournament. The experience all around is great. You can't go wrong.
no, it's I fished that one in 2017, and then I came back. I want to say it was 2021. That was the year that Bub Tosh won it, and that one was cut short. And I had gotten a lot more time on the water in Mead, and I feel like I could have cashed a check in that tournament pretty easily because I jumped like 70 spots from day one to day two, and I still had a lot of fish to run to. And the fish that I found were actually right around the corner from where Bub won. And it's really a bummer when the winds get going and they cancel day one or day two of the tournament, and you're sitting around with your thumb where, and just wishing you could be on the water because you got the fish to do well. But that was a really cool tournament. The tournament that you won last year, we got cut a day short too. That was a 2-day tournament. So there's adjustments you got to make on the water. And as a co-angler, what you're doing, Dylan, sponsoring an entry for that, you're going to get to see the adjustments that these guys make on the water under, intense conditions.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna see everything from them saving water, them not saving water, making changes right on the fly. Everything. It's in Lake Mead. That's what you have to do. It's that thing. Lake Mead is notorious for throwing you curveballs, and you have got to be ready to hit them. So
Yeah,
it's a good place to learn that.
it is all about making adjustments at that place. Like not even day to day, minute by minute. When the wind changes, you better be noticing that before it actually even really starts going, because you better be picking up on everything that's changing and how they're changing and how they're positioning. And that's one thing that you did so well in the last one. You and I talked about, what you did afterwards, because you and I found virtually the same fish, but you adjusted way quicker on how those fish moved due to changing weather conditions. And you got a lot better quality bites than I did. I was calling all day long in the third day, but I wasn't catching the 4-pounders that you were catching.
Yeah, it's like that place, and I'm sure you can attest to this, but it's you'll practice somewhere and catch the snot out of them one day, and then you'll go back there the very next day, and it's like nothing lives there, and you're like, how is that even possible? They were literally
Yeah,
here yesterday, or in
I know.
sometimes it's even been in hours of the day. They just aren't there, and so those fish are
Yeah, I don't know if it's
constantly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's bait, if the bait just moves out. Most of the stuff that I was fishing had bluegill on it last year, so that bluegill stayed put. It's not like shad, striper were pushing shad around the lake. A lot of it was the bluegill that I was keying in on, so I didn't really have an issue with fish vacating areas all that much. But I just got a text from the wife. She said everything looks clear. This is our first YouTube live, so it sounds like we're doing good so far. I see a comment from Ryan Dunkelberger. What was it like to fish with Aaron Martins? I never fished with Aaron. I met Aaron when I was probably 12 at it was a Bass West, or was it Bass West in Anaheim? It wasn't Bass West. Bass World West was the tackle shop. He did a seminar there at Bass World West, and I met Aaron for the first time there, and I met him a few times afterwards. Bassathon, just like you, Ryan. And I never got to fish with him, but that would have been cool. Did you know Aaron at all, Dylan?
No, I did not get the privilege to even meet him. I saw him at every earlier one that I fished, and I don't know. I think I was I didn't want to be that guy that just came up and, said, "Hey, I don't know. I just didn't want to bother him. But at the same time, I really did. I wanted to, because he's obviously one of my idols, along with all the other West Coast guys. But there's so many of them that you see there, and I have gotten to meet quite a few of them and talk to them. But Aaron was one I definitely missed out on.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I was pulling out of Temple Bar. I think it was the second day of practice last year, and I had just pulled the boat up to the dock, docked it, got my truck, and as I'm backing up, Rick Klein's pulling in. We're the last two trucks in the parking lot. And Rick's walking up, and I said, "How's it going, Rick?" And he says, "It was a tough day out there," because I had to clean. He drove in with all those monsoons that we had prior to the tournament. He drove in through all that crap, and there was mud caked all over the side of his boat. Dude, I saw guys like shoveling mud off of the deck of their boat because they drove through all that, all that wash that came across the road coming into Temple Bar. And I came in there like a day prior to that, or the afternoon prior to that, and I got lucky because they had already scraped it all off the side. Like, most of the road was washed off.
Oh, I
It was
remember seeing
completely
pictures
gone.
of it. There was washouts
It
that
was,
were several feet deep. It was crazy.
yeah, like 7-8 feet on one side, on one stretch of that road. I still got video on my phone of it. It was pretty impressive, what water can do. But we're 7 minutes in. We got 7 watchers right now, so we got 33 entries. We really appreciate everybody getting in on this, showing support on the podcast. We're trying to grow this thing, and Dylan came up with this idea a few months ago of giving away a AAA entry, and it's a really, really cool opportunity. You guys are going to get to hopefully fish with, well, not hopefully, it's everybody that shows up here is a good fisherman fishing the US Open. But you've got the possibility of fishing with a Clifford Perch, Rick Clun, like we talked about. And like Billy revealed in the last episode, you might have some of the younger up and coming anglers, like the Nut kids, Dylan and Carter Nutt. Julius Mazie, I'm sure, is going to show up. He won 2 years ago at Meade, and you're going to get to fish with some high caliber anglers in some really high stress conditions. I don't know what the weather's going to be like this year. I just came back from Yuma, and it was 115, 116. So I highly doubt it's going to be that in October at Meade. It usually isn't. It's been pretty comfortable when I've been out there at that time of year, mid 80s, 90s. You might touch 100, but you kind of live out in that area, just outside of Phoenix. What do you expect for conditions, Dylan?
It'll probably be the same. I mean, upper 80s, low 90s, and then occasionally year to year you'll get some windstorms that come in. But Billy and One Bass make great decisions on the water. They will keep you safe. There's nothing to be worried about, because there is a lot of fears with Lake Mead and big water, and that there is no joke. I mean, Lake Mead has big water. But you really shouldn't have to worry about it. And those guys that are running those boats are very experienced, and it's gonna be a good derb, that's for sure.
It will be. It's gonna be good fishing. It's been really good fishing the last couple of years, and it's only been getting better and better. So it's 4:10. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this up on the screen, and I have entered all the names. We got 33 entries, everybody who got in on time, hashtagged 2026 WON Bass US Open, and liked and subscribed. And we want to give it a go, Dylan?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Let me pull up this other window. Okay. Moment of truth. Peter Messenger. Was Peter in the chat? No, I don't see Peter here.
Oh,
We'll
man.
have to reach out. Peter Messenger 6116. Let me circle that and so I don't forget who won. There he is. And we'll go ahead and get a hold of him. We can get Dylan his information. Dylan's gonna get a hold of Billy, put your entry in. So I will message Peter Messenger, and I'll get you his email address, Dylan. That way you can reach out to him and get what you need.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
All right.
Awesome. Well, we'll get them in and
All right.
get them all signed up this week.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit the button. We'll check out. Congratulations, Peter. Thank you, Dylan, for doing this, sponsoring this. Really cool opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. And congratulations, Peter. We'll see you there.
All right, Peter. We'll see you at the US Open.